I felt I needed to get this word out after the big incident that happened in Ohio at the Donald Trump rally. Now, nobody has to tell you who to vote for. That's your choice of who you want to vote for. And you shouldn't be forcing who you want to vote for on anyone else, just like they shouldn't be forcing who they want to vote for on you. Everybody has a free choice that they're allowed to vote for who they want. But what you're not thinking through is you show up to protest. Well, guess what? You're saying that your civil rights of freedom of speech are being put at risk because you're being arrested. And you're being arrested, and that violates your civil rights of freedom of speech. Well, guess what? You're not being arrested because of freedom of speech. You're being arrested because you're putting other people's lives in an unsafe environment. What happens? Okay, you show up to protest. One thing leads to another. Fights break out. Well, guess what? If there's fights going on, the protesters are the ones that are in the wrong because they shouldn't have been there in the first place. That's why they arrest the protesters and not the people that wanted to be there to hear the person speak. Just like if you went to a concert for your favorite music artist, would you like people there protesting him? No, you want to go in to hear him sing, or whether it's a rap star, or hear him rap. You wouldn't want somebody out there protesting your favorite singer, would you? No. So why would you do that to a presidential candidate? Everybody has the right to vote for who they want. And putting other people's, safety in jeopardy because you show up and they turn into fights, and then you got people that show up with the guns, which put more people, you put your life in jeopardy of your safety because you're not somebody maybe is not carrying a gun, but somebody else is. You didn't think about, hey, this could be one of the people that have put their name out there as being that they're going to assassinate Trump if he gets elected. Well, guess what? Those people are already on a watch list. They didn't think it through. They announced that they were going to do it, so now they're on the Secret Service watch list. Guess what? They show up with a gun, Secret Service, shoot first, ask questions later. Guess what? If you're in the line of fire, you get hit. It's not the Secret Service's fault. It's your fault for being there where you weren't supposed to be, protesting against people that wanted to go there, that wanted to be there. Now you're violating their civil rights by keeping them from getting to hear what they wanted to hear because they wanted to hear how he was going to do the stuff that he says he's going to do. Well, of course, that didn't happen. So now you think you've won. Guess what? You've made him look better by protesting him. You didn't do any damage to his credibility because part of what he says is they're trying to keep me out. The corrupt are trying to keep me out. Guess what? You're going there. You got paid to go there to protest. You're part of the corruption that's trying to keep him out. You're making him look better by doing that. You didn't think that through either, did you? So get yourself arrested so you won't be out to vote for your guy for the primary. You won't be around to vote for the main election in November because you'll probably still be in jail. And that $2,500 that rich guy gave you to go ain't going to cover your bail or getting a lawyer to get you cleared. You didn't think about it being a hate crime either, did you? Just like if somebody beats up a homosexual guy, that's a hate crime. Well, that's one form of a hate crime. If a white guy beats up a black guy, then that's a racial hate crime. You showing up as a hate crime over for a Donald Trump rally, you didn't think that through now. Didn't think it through, did you? But see, you can get nailed with a whole bunch of stuff that you never even thought of thinking through that might happen to you. So if you want to support Bernie Sanders, you want to support Hillary Clinton, go to their rallies, stay away from everybody else's rally. Go to the candidate you support. Don't go to somebody else's rally chanting, creating an unsafe environment because you're going to end up in jail. And the cops and the Secret Service are going to get tired of this real soon. And guess what? It's going to escalate into a full-on riot. So then SWAT's going to start showing up to all of these rallies. You didn't think this through now, did you? Did you? keep going, end up in jail. Then there's going to be less Democrats to vote in whatever the Democratic nominee is. There's going to be more Republicans, and it's going to be a landslide victory. But you didn't think that through either, did you? Something to make you go, maybe I should think about it before I go to the next one to protest. You know, you can say you can put your protests out on social media and get your word out. You don't have to go to a rally to stop him from having a rally. You're just making him look better by going there and doing it. It would behoove you better to use social media to get your word out. Don't go to the rally. Do it on social media. See how that works? But you didn't think that through, did you? So, you want to keep going to the rallies and protesting? Sooner or later, you're going to end up behind bars. And you're not going to be able to vote your candidate in. And you're not going to do the Democratic Party. If you're a Democrat, you're not going to do the Democratic Party any favors by going and getting yourself put in jail, because you're not going to be able to vote for either one. So, think it through the next time before you decide to go and protest outside where the rally is. Because right now it's escalating into a full-on unsafe environment. And that ain't going to be allowed to keep up like that. I can tell you right now, the cops are not going to allow that nonsense to keep going. And you're going to end up seeing a lot more people getting arrested, especially the ones with the guns that are shooting the guns around in the air. And if you show up and you get inside and you're for somebody else and you're starting it, you better be prepared, because hey, you're putting people's lives in an unsafe environment. And what happens when you're backed into a corner? You come out fighting. So think about it before you go to a rally to protest. Use social media instead and stay at home. Don't end up in jail, because you don't do yourself or the candidate you like any good if you're in jail. Just a little something to think about.